All right, guys, today we are going to be reacting to the longest nurse streak held in Dead by Daylight history, held by none other than Supaalf himself. If you guys do not know who Supaalf is, he is his fucking gameplay is so insane. Like I don't understand how you wouldn't know who he is. Beyond just that, he makes really fucking great content overall. Link to his channel will be down in the description. And without further ado, let's see how the longest nurse streak in Dead by Daylight was ended. By the way, I'm super ass at nurse. So if I say anything like this, and I know like a lot of stuff's like in hindsight, I know he's gonna be breaking down this game. I may also just give my take on a couple of things as well, but I mean that's just from purely perspective point of view, I guess you could say.
I had the longest nurse streak ever in DBD. This is the gameplay and analysis of how I lost it. Which Suffo is this? Oh, terrible Suffo.
Oh my god, and yeah.
Okay, the reason I said this shit map, I way prefer Suffo 1 or the original Suffo map, purely because of the 3-gen opportunity. You have gens that spawn on Shack's side, and then the middle, which is smaller and harder for the survivors to get through. And it's just a pretty good nurse map. So that's why I said it's a terrible Suffo. There are crows, but there were
I want to say, like, also, I think any fucking variation of, like, the suffocation pit, like even, like, the Macmillans, like estate maps or whatever, like, I don't, and this just made me, this may just be because, I'm just, like, very bad, right? It may just be a skill issue type thing, but when it comes to, like, those maps and, like, every, like, variation that are tied to those maps, like, I tend to just struggle. Like, it doesn't matter, like, what killer I am, like I don't know, man. Like, the maps are just, like, poorly, like...
Oh, okay.
Like, made for killers, I guess. Like, I guess you could say. It's very, like, uphill battle. It just feels like... Okay, finding this Nancy off rip is amazing. Instant pressure.
Rashiba, you should remember what you consider your best friend in the community. I'm gonna miss someone's name out, and I'm gonna feel terrible. James, Aaron, Cap, Swee, Ollie... Oh, she went out.
Dude, like, I would be so nervous.
Okay, I want to talk about this as well.
Okay, dude, I want to say before, like, he gets into, like, a little bit of, like, a breakdown he's gonna do. Dude, I would be so fucking nervous in this situation. I don't even know, like, if I could play live on stream while doing this. He was doing this fucking live. Dude, I don't even, like, I would be, like, my nerves would just get the better of me, and I know, like, I would just crumble under the pressure. And maybe that's why, like, I struggle to have win streaks. I just fucking fold, bro. Like, I don't know. Dude, I like applaud.
Actually let the hook hang
that
for quite a while here before they saved, which should have been an indicator to me that these survivors are much better than your average pub survivors, or they clearly know what they're doing. I was trying to play the 3 gens around the hook here. Me either trading for the unhook and getting another Scourge hook, or her going second would have been good for me. But they let her rot for like 40-45 seconds, so they got progress
just
on 3
right before.
separate gens, ideally, or 2 separate gens, before they got the unhook, which is very smart from them. Skirms,
yeah, a lot of times, like, a lot of people don't, and I guess it's really just like a comp kind of thing, like a comp take, I guess you could say. But you always never want to save one of your teammates immediately. Saving a teammate immediately, like, it forces the killer to think that they have the advantage, right? Because now they're gonna sit next to someone that's on the hook for literally till they hit the second state, or just bait out another chase, right? You have a survivor, like you have Nancy in the hook. They're going to stay near or at least in range of sight of the hook and see someone going for that save, and then play off of that and get like another just trade off of that. But when you don't do that and the killer sees no one, you're kind of just forcing the killer to move away from them, because no killer in the right mind, especially whoever's going for a streak, is going to sit there and risk losing, like, I don't know, 2 to 3 gens for just 1 health state on it. Like, it's just like the value in that is little to none. So you're gonna get away, and if you really know the timers, you know that you can get that save in time before they go to second health state. So, like, in a way, like, you just got so much pressure on gens for free, while the killer stayed, like, patrolling your friend on the hook. And if you're in a Swift, also, like, the person on the hook can just give you constant callouts. It's like actually nuts, bro.
And it just should have been a warning sign for me to start playing properly, but as you'll be able to see when you're watching this, I just did not do that. Only spoke to Skirms really once. I don't know how she
I feel like with
saved,
so many
I'm
matches that he's played with this as well, like, he's probably not thinking
Anubis, thank you for the 5
of every match is like,
I think another misplay from me that
an egregious amount of, like, pressure, I guess you could say,
I should have dragged her back into the 3 gen that I wanted to play, because now I'm kind of shifting the area of focus away from the gens that I want to protect. It's kind of just makes no sense. Gens that they even do, bottom Top left. And there you
Yeah. Essentially, what he's saying is, in a nutshell, when you do play as a killer and you are going for streaks, you immediately want to figure out your 3 gen on a map and really only chase around the 3 gen, right? Like every chase you have, like you want to just like not think about any other gen on the map really. And at the end of everything, keep constant eyesight on the gens that you want to be like your final 3 gens and make sure that no survivors get near them. A lot of times, smart survivors will kind of realize your 3 gen or they will find it and they'll bait you into chases that lead you across the map. And if you fall for that, you're gonna lose your 3 gen, and then you've literally lost the game at that point. There's nothing you could do. Every single like decision you make after that, it's basically just gonna be pointless. Like unless the survivors really make an egregious amount of mistakes, there's just no coming back from it. Like once you lose your 3 gen, it's kind of cooked.
you go again. I did a thing that I do a lot in this streak. Despite what a lot of people say, I don't actually tunnel very often in this streak purely because I don't need to. Quite often, that's because of conscious decisions in the moment. I'm thinking, okay, all of my 3 gens don't have much progress.
Exactly.
What I should have said is these 3 gens aren't actually that close together, and it probably would have been smarter to just get her out of the game, but I didn't do that. I was like, I can win this without tunneling her, so I let her live, and I didn't go back, even though I could have got back to that hook very, very quickly if I just turned around and blinked straight back onto it. They've got like a really weird gen
that really might have just been a
like
misplay for him. A lot of times you probably like, oh man, and the DBD community is just like so like, you know, like side and side on this sort of thing, right? A lot of survivors really hate getting tunneled out of the games, and that's to be expected, right? No one likes getting just like literally targeted the entire game. But from a killer like standpoint and point of view, a lot of times you really just need that out. Like you need less pressure in your game to actually like help you to even play. Like sometimes the survivors are just playing too good to the point where you can't even do anything if there's 4 survivors left. You have to get someone out. And in this instance, since he didn't do that, he still has the pressure from 4 people instead of like what could have been 3. And that's
slow. And again,
that's a
I
big
think
mistake.
another thing I did this game is I just played too much for nowhere to hide. When you're playing against survivors that don't know what they're up against with nowhere to hide, it's insanely good. But
That's
I don't
facts.
know if
That's
these
facts.
guys knew they were up against it or if they were just pre-running, which is a smart thing to do against a nurse. But I was getting next to 0 nowhere to hide value this entire game, as you'll see.
Oh man, that's tough.
Pre-running.
I actually didn't even like take a second to even look at his fucking perks.
At least she's on a dead zone.
Ooh.
Do I just try and find Nancy? And this is where I realized, like, maybe a minute after I should have just killed the Nancy, that I kind of need to kill the Nancy here.
Yep. It's those conscious decisions of just being like, oh my god, I need to find this person, and I need to find this person now and get him out of the game, or I will lose. Ooh, beautiful fucking blink. Beautiful blink. Nice.
Again, this had me feeling much more comfortable as well, because if you can see here, the gen that was hit
Someone
with
put strong
Payrise,
blink.
as you can see on the right-hand side, was this gen, which wasn't very high progression. He double back.
Yeah, I think right now he is playing very aggressive.
Like, very obviously.
And not so much, I guess, like, defensive. Like, I feel like he's not really, like, paying attention that much to his gens. Then again, I could be wrong.
I don't like this gen split at all. I need to find Nancy.
Yeah, it's a very bad gen split.
On this gen. I think I just kill her and then I've got a much more comfy match. I'm such an idiot. God. My fucking finger slipped.
Yeah, dude, this is why I don't play nurse anymore. I don't know why. Like, I don't know if it's like some like nervous fucking like twitch that happens in like my fingers, but I will accidentally right click my mouse and use my power so many times in games while playing nurses. And just doing that leaves you with no power, fatigue, and it leaves a survivor a chance to get away scot fucking free. Because now, by the time you even get your power back, they're out of range, right? Like you're gonna need to use your power twice, 4 blinks to catch up to a person. So now it's just like pointless. You have to let them go, which is so heartbreaking. Because if I'm not mistaken,
my fucking finger slipped, and I think that's absolutely
wait, who is this?
I think that's Nancy on this gen.
Yeah, like I said, he needs to find Nancy in this game to salvage this game, to have any chance of this game. Although he has 3 gens right now and a few hooks, this game's going very poorly for him because it's just how spread out the gens are, and the fact that he doesn't have that much pressure right now. He really needs a kill.
I think I just kill her and then I've got a much more comfy match. I'm such an idiot.
Nancy.
My fucking finger slipped. And I think that's absolutely nerves coming into
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
I just often, when I feel
nerves.
these games slipping out of my hands, I often do get a little bit nervous and my hands can shake a little bit. And I think that's exactly what that was. I just double tapped M2 for no reason at all.
That's literally what I said, dude. It just happens all the time,
That kind of distance is ridiculous. If she just runs
Yep.
in a straight line,
Yep.
that's going to put the chase to, 30, 40, 50
Yep.
seconds
Yep.
a minute.
Yep.
It's just not
You
what
have to
I
use your
could
power
give with the
multiple
progression
times.
of the gens that I've seen. I couldn't give up that much time.
Yeah, so now Nancy's just gone. At least he has like this piggyback chase to kind of go off.
I literally
of,
lost Nancy because my finger slipped. Like, GG.
Yeah.
Well played.
No one else in this game is on dead hook, and all of his gens are being pressured right now. This is basically like unwinnable right now. Oh my god.
That's another thing as well that most people might not pick up on, but this girl ran towards the gen, and the other survivor that was working on it was already gone. This pre-running Claude is going to be the death of me, actually.
Wait, I actually didn't see that. Wait, what's going on? My bad.
Thing.
Only put it 2 times.
That's another thing as well that most people might not pick up on, but this girl ran towards the gen, and the other survivor that was working on it was already gone. This pre-running Claude is going to be the death of me, actually.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's kind of tough because no one, like I said, is dead hook. He really needs to find the Nancy right now. This is where like it gets kind of tough and like where you kind of there she is.
Nancy can get saved for free. Is she gonna?
No.
My game? Hello?
She's not gonna risk
That was my
dying.
game actually stuttering. I don't think it really impacted much, but it just frustrated me in the moment.
Yeah, dude. Any little like thing not go your way when you're doing a streak like this, your nerves are already so fucking high. With something like this big, especially like normal people, right, are doing like 20 win streaks, 50 win streaks. This motherfucker's on an 1100 win streak. Like I don't even like I can't even fathom. I don't think any of us like viewers can even fathom like the weight of what's like at stake right here. So if I'm him, dude, like my nerves are so, like I don't need, like I said before, and this may just be like some crazy fucking glaze, but like dude, this motherfucker's on like such a high level of like nurse skill that it's kind of just like even with how good he is, he knows he may be fucked. So like just that thought process, and then like little stupid things that just happen in the game because of the game. Oh my god, dude! Like I would probably like it's really just like mental, just shattering, right? Like bro's mental's just chalk right now. He just needs this Nancy. I know this is all that's in his mind. Kill Nancy. Kill Nancy. Kill Nancy. That's all he can do. If he gets this kill, Sable's still on the hook, but at the same time, they're maximizing, like, the Claws are maximizing their times on the gen. So as he's doing this, they could literally be completing the last 2 gens.
Wait.
Yep, exactly. They're going to leave Sable on the hook just so they can complete both gens. Sable may just have adrenaline.
A huge throw from me. I didn't need to have as much fear as I did have.
Yeah.
Because I probably could have got across the map and popped it after the hook anyway. However, I was just scared they had both sat on the gen the entire time, and that if this gen popped, then the other gen was going to pop, and then we were going to be in an endgame scenario with 3 survivors alive.
Yeah, that's exactly basically what I was just saying. He does have agitation, so he's able to put that pressure on the person on the gen and then make it to the hook as well. He might have just spent way too much time going for like that far of a gen, in my opinion. It might have been safer as soon as he heard the gen and noticed that it wasn't at 99%. That gen kind of sounded like it was at like 70%, maybe 80. With Agi, he would have had enough time to go get that hook and then I think come back and still pop that gen. Like it would have been very close, but I still think he could have done it, especially since it was only one person on the gen. But I like he was saying, he thinks he just let like fear really get into the way. And
that's why I opted to push the Claudette off the gen.
Yeah.
Whether that was the right call or not, I'm not sure. I can't go back in time.
Yeah.
But that's why I pushed her off the gen. I know
it's an
Claudette's
impossible
doing the
decision
she
in the
hasn't
moment,
saved
dude.
yet.
It's
this
so
Claudette
tough.
runs off the gen. She did want to commit it, and it was very close, but she didn't end up doing it. However, I've sacrificed my kill on the Nancy.
Yeah, that was like, okay, in my opinion, right? And this is just like completely like hindsight, bro. Like I need to like choose my words like carefully, right? Because like anyone watching was just like, bro, like, but you didn't know, like this isn't you, whatever, like shut up. Just like in my personal opinion, I would have secured the kill over the gen, even if it would have led into an end game with 3 people. I would rather it lead into an end game with 3 people than let it lead into like even let there be a chance to lead into the end game with 4 survivors. especially since he's not running like anything like No Way Out. The second those gens pop, it's over. And I have a feeling that they're leaving Sable on the hook primarily because she may have adrenaline. I think around this time, they didn't change it to where adrenaline, because I think nowadays they kind of nerfed it, right? Or I could be wrong. Someone like correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But adrenaline now, if you're on the hook when the last gen pops, when you get off of the hook, you're no longer healed. But at this point in time, I believe when you get off of the hook, you are fully healed, right? So they can go pick up Sable right before she dies. After popping the last 2 gens, she's gonna be a fully healed survivor, and that's gonna be a problem, a major problem for Alf.
Nancy actually had dead hard.
Yeah, I was just
here,
about to say, did she dead hard?
Begin to imagine what would have happened if Nancy actually hit her dead hard. That would have been absolutely
Oh, dude,
terrifying.
he would have broke his
They're
monitor,
gonna pop
bro.
the far gen, so
Yeah,
I have to let them know.
like this. I would say it's not 90, but like it's probably like 85, like 80 to 85.
I have to not let them pop this one. Yeah. So
yep, and they did pop the other one.
Did what I did. Okay, yeah. I see. Yeah. One Claudette over by logs. The gen split is bad, and this gen is really high.
So if Claude would have just committed, and they have adrenaline, which is like a massively overused perk by like very.
This is that Claudette. Okay.
Like comp survive with friends, he'd kind of just be cooked.
Again, me just trying to get anything off of Nowhere to Hide, and again, they just played well. I didn't get anything. Only one distortion in the match, and I was still not finding anyone off of Nowhere to Hide.
Oh, dude, this is like, it's so unfortunate when like you can't get any fucking
complete throw of the game right there. If I saw this Claudette, I believe I would have won the game because I would have got a hook right next to the high progress gen, and there would have only been 2 survivors left in a somewhat of a 3-gen scenario. It's not the biggest 3-gen in the world, but if you didn't see it, if you look to the right here, there's the locker, and Claudette's getting in it. Bro, I wish they would.
Oh my god, dude, I didn't even see that.
Into the locker, chat's gonna freak out. I didn't see it.
Oh
if I saw
my
that,
god, dude.
I think I win the game, but I did not. Another huge mistake from me in this game.
Yeah, but like something like that is so impossible, dude. Like in the midst of it with the nerves running and everything, dude, even with no nerves in a normal like game setting, dude, like he had a fraction.
If you look to the right here, there's the locker. I wish
he had like a second to actually like see this. But like honestly, like if you're jumping up, I don't think like I'm looking at the locker, like I'm looking around like the edge of the map to see if someone's crossing, looking for scratch marks. Like I'm not looking, like I don't know, like as a killer, I typically don't notice lockers, even though like you probably should. I just feel like not that many people just hide them, or maybe just not that many people use them to like in a like a stealth kind of way, the way like this Claw did. Like I know it happens a lot. But I'm talking about like what I've seen from my games. People typically don't get into lockers. Dude, like, oh, dude, that's so fucking tough. That's so tough. Especially since he could have just went over there and she would have hit in there until right when he got in front of it, and he could have just pulled her out either way, or at least gotten a free hit or something and ended the chase very quickly without having to use any blinks. So like that, dude, that's fucking heartbreaking.
Right
dude.
There, you can see Claudette.
Oh my god.
Going into the locker, chat's gonna freak out. I didn't see it.
I'm stressed
if I saw that,
watching this, and it's not even my own streak.
But I did not.
Dude, that's so crazy.
Another huge mistake from me in this game. They're not gonna give me a hook by this gen for free, which sucks ass. Well, they were going to, but I didn't see it.
Yep, they're pre-running.
Both Claudettes are here.
There's not really anything you can do against that. Besides just like not chase him. Ooh, that was like actually a beautiful blink.
Used Sable's pain res, didn't I?
Sable's dead hook, he needs to kill Sable. Even if it costs him the gen, he needs to kill Sable. Yep. Oh, dude, it feels like a 0.5 of a second. We could have saved like 10 seconds right there. Dude, I don't.
Okay, there's one Claudette there.
They could be double teaming that last gen. Yep, they were.
How have they done that quick?
Oh my god, dude.
Me completely confused because I had my Nowhere to Hide scan.
Yep. The second he blinked away from this earlier, this Claude jumped out and ran directly to the gen. And if I remember, I think he did pop it, but even with that, which was I think 30% back then, with that 30% gone, it was back.
I knew no one was there, and I didn't see her because she was in the locker.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, dude, that's so fucking tough.
That gem was like 75, and that's a one-man.
Yeah. I still think, in my opinion, he should have just killed Sable. Sable's dead hook right now, and it would have just made it to where all he has to do now is kill one more person to secure his streak. Because I believe the way streaks go typically is if you get a 3K, you win. So I think he should have just went for the Sable. Even if he like knew he was gonna lose that gen, he probably should have just secured that kill, and then maybe been able
Interesting.
to
Fair enough.
get another down quickly, and then secure a 3K at least and keep the streak.
Claudette probably just held W there, but like, honestly, I was so stressed out at the moment that I'm just playing terribly, as I have this entire game. But I guess 1 in 1,163 games, I'm gonna play quite poorly, and it just happened to be the game where it looks like they could punish it. Damn. I don't know where she is at all. As well, looking back, another mistake I made, Sable was Deathhook. I don't normally count stages when I'm in games like this. I normally know my initial tunnel out, so when I have somebody on Deathhook, like the Nancy I knew was Deathhook, but Sable was also Deathhook, and I should have remembered that. And if I think they were going to pop the gen in time, it was like a 50-50. I didn't think they would pop the gen, but what I should have done is gone back.
That's exactly
Sable,
what I was saying.
Two people alive, and then maybe I could have done a slug in endgame, although the gate split wasn't very kind to me anyway. So...
Yeah. At that point, like, you're kind of like taking a chance on like the gate split as well. But like either way, like the chances of you winning or keeping your streak is a 50-50 if you kill Sable. If keeping Sable alive makes it like a fucking 35% chance, 30% chance.
Oh, it's still, I would say that's another mistake.
But at the same time, like this is all just fucking hindsight. Like I can't even speak on this. Like I really can't. This is just like outside point of view.
Bro, I'm hard existing.
It's all just like hypotheticals.
I think that might be
really.
it.
That's all like we can really like talk about.
I don't know where she is.
Oh,
she might go on edge map, maybe.
It's such a defeating feeling too, dude. Like sometimes people just like
so
slip
poetic.
away. Oh my god. I can't even like imagine this feeling,
She
bro.
must have literally been on it as I left. Like the second I left.
Yeah, seeing like something like that, like one of the Claudes are here. If he would have killed Sable, he would have just had a 3K right here.
Oh, unfortunate.
They played this game like, dude, the survivors themselves, like I'll give it to them. They played this game so fucking like efficient. It's kind of
she's gonna
crazy.
Be straight back on this jump.
You don't see games like this very often.
That makes me think maybe I could salvage something, but most likely they would have this gate done on the far side, as they have been incredibly efficient with Gen's all game. Why would they not be doing the same with gates?
I think
that's straight away. I'm going to the other side of the map.
I think that's 4 blinks to get to that gate. Maybe 3. Yeah. Save 1 and then. But still, dude. Yeah, that gate's way too fucking far.
Back and look at that gen timing, and they were not on this gate. So if we go, it's just something I can never have predicted. They did not split the gates. I'm sure it's fine though. Maybe the gen wasn't as regressed as I thought it was. How is
and
she
they
up
insta
already?
pick up the Claude because they probably double picked her up and now they're on the gate
I literally
already.
just downed her. And while I was confused, Claudette had Botany that picked up the Claudette on the ground because the 2 survivors that weren't the slug, all 3 survivors were on the same side of the map. So I still had a chance to win and I had no idea. What?
And then they insta open already. Yep. One person picks up while the other person just starts immediately opening the.
There's no way, right?
Yeah. One person opens the gate, the other person just picks up Sable. Like he was saying, the other Claude had Botany, so she's picking up Sable. I mean, the Sable or fuck, one of the people had Botany, so they're picking up at like 150% speed, which is just so quick, especially when you're across the map.
A weird interaction for sure, but it was purely because I never would have expected in a million years all 3 survivors to be next to each other. That's literally it. 1,163 games. I had a bad game. It sucks. It happens, but that is the end of Dead by Daylight's longest ever nurse streak. Insanely well played to the survivors and GG's.
Oh man, dude, that's such like a tough feeling, bro. Like I wouldn't wish that fucking feeling on like anyone. I mean, like he said, you know, like in 1,000 games, he had 1 bad game. There were like a lot of like small mistakes, like he was saying, that they absolutely just punished him for. And there was like a lot of things from like a very like hindsight standpoint that like even he noticed like he could have done better. And like a lot of the things that he noticed, like I noticed. And it's just one of those things where it's just like you'll just beat yourself down afterwards with nothing but hypotheticals. There's nothing you do about it. But with just like that streak alone, dude, like he should just feel like so proud about that, like in general, dude. And like everyone should be like so fucking proud of him for that. That was like an insane fucking video. That's a tough thing to just like watch, dude. That's a really tough thing to watch, but it was good. It was a really good video. With that being said, if you guys made it all the way to the end of this video and you want to see me react to another DVD content creators video or anything in general, really, put it down in the comments below and I'll try and get on that. That being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.